Unit 39. I have already studied Chinese. I have studied Chinese before. He has changed. He is very different from the man I once knew. Please return this book when you have finished reading it. This is the first time I have ever seen this movie. Pompeii is a dead city. No one has lived there for over 2,000 years. How long have you been a nurse at this hospital? She has been calling you all morning. Where were you? Unit 40. I had already studied Chinese. I had studied Chinese before. I got home quickly, but my wife had already gone. He had never seen the sea before he was 15 years old. How many times had you visited Beijing before then? I had lived in Chicago for 10 years before moving to Boston. I had known him for 30 years when he died. I had been ill for 2 weeks when I consulted the doctor. Unit 41. I will have studied Chinese by 7. I will have studied Chinese for 3 years by next month. The train will have arrived at the station by 10 o'clock. If you don't hurry, the sun will have risen before you reach the top. If I visit Spain next month, I will have been there 3 times. She will have been sick in bed for 2 months by tomorrow. Unit 42. He is said to have been rich. He boasts of having been rich. The Romans are believed to have built this old tower. The actor seems to have been popular when he was young. He is believed to have reached the top of the tennis players. I regret not having studied harder in school. She couldn't have seen him. He was absent yesterday. He might have received an email from her yesterday. The train should have arrived at the station 10 minutes ago. She ought to have been fast asleep at home by the time. He will have been about 20 years old when his father died. When you see her next time, she will have changed a lot. He was a good carpenter, having learned the skill from his father. Never having seen her before, I didn't recognize her at the airport. Unit 43. The boy was an orphan. His parents had died 2 years ago. I lost a watch. My father had bought it before for me. I recognized you at once, as I had seen you before. She sent me a picture that she had taken before. She bought the house after her husband had died. The train had pulled out when we arrived at the station. Unit 44. He said she was sick. He said she had been sick. I didn't know that he could speak English fluently. My uncle told me he would send me the book by mail. My parents saved money so that I could go to college. Bob said he had got a driver's license the Monday before. She was informed her mother had had a serious heart attack. The teacher taught his students that honesty is the best. Unit 45. I wish I had flown there. I wish I had been a bird. I wish I had known your name at that time. I wish I could have had dinner with you. How I wish the doctor had come a little sooner. She looks as if she had seen a ghost. A sensible person would not have said such a rude thing. Unit 46. If I had been a bird, I could have flown there. If I had had a baby, my life would have been more peaceful. Had you been more careful, you would not have been sick. If it had not been for this help, I would have lost what I had. But for my parents' help, I couldn't have bought the mansion. To hear him speak Chinese, you would have taken him for a Chinese. I was very busy, otherwise I would have attended the meeting.